If you have your great workouts, you're doing these other things I'm sharing after your workouts, then it's gonna lead to phenomenal benefits. Here are 5 things you need to make sure you're doing after your workouts. All right, here's the thing. If you're somebody that works out extremely hard and you've been doing it for a while, but you're not noticing any changes, that is the most frustrating thing that someone can go through, especially if you're an older guy, because let's face it, once you get 40, 50, 60, once you get into that age bracket, it's a lot harder to see results. Much harder than it was when you're in your 20s, even in your 30s. So here's the key. When you're doing those things, you gotta do things more strategically, and you wanna just make sure you're prioritizing some of these things. Well, the very first thing you need to make sure that you're doing is right after you have, let's say, an intense workout. If you go to the gym, just going through the motions, not really paying attention to what you're doing, just kind of making sure you finish a workout, then I'm not talking to you. All right, I'm talking to the person that knows how to work out. You know you need to push yourself, you need to challenge yourself, you've got a good plan that you're following, and you're not just going to the gym to just tell people you go to the gym. You're actually going to the gym to try to get results. That's the difference. So that's what you need to be doing, again, especially if you're older, man. You've got to make sure you're pushing yourself hard. Now, when you're going through the gym and you're having workouts like that, you utilize that kind of intensity, then the first thing I want to make sure that you're doing is replenishing your nutrition. 2 different things you need. You do want to make sure you're getting a fast digesting protein source. Now, there's 2 different rules of thought here, but I'm gonna go with my 30 years of experience and my thousands of clients that I've worked with. You wanna make sure you're replenishing your protein, and you also wanna make sure you're getting a high glycemic carbohydrate. Now, why am I saying that? You'll see people talking about, you know what, you don't need your carbohydrates, all you need is a fast digesting whey protein or something like that, and then you can kick back and you'll replenish all that you need to. Well, that's not 100% true. If you work out hard, you're burning through your glycogen levels. If you're following a program like I put out there, nutrition program, I utilize a lot of carbohydrate cycling. If you're cycling your carbs, you're not getting them every day. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting your fast digesting protein. Also, you want a high glycemic carbohydrate. That's going to be key. You want to make sure you're getting both, because it's going to help you replenish your glycogen levels. It's gonna help lower the cortisol levels, which is gonna get your testosterone spiking, because here's the thing. Typically your workout should be 30 to 45 minutes, no more than that. If you start going over 45 minutes of high intense workouts, then your cortisol levels are gonna rise, testosterone levels are gonna go down. Now, if you get into a 30-minute really high intense workout, your testosterone levels are gonna peak, but they will start coming down as well. By replenishing the protein, by replenishing the carbohydrates, that will help bring the test levels back up, because it's gonna combat that cortisol. Those are really gonna be key. You wanna make sure you're doing those after each workout. Back in the day, what I would do, doesn't have to be this. You can have food, you can have high glycemic fruits, you can have any kind of high glycemic carbohydrates that you want. But what I did to simplify things, and because I wasn't a picky person, I just wanted to get results and get the best benefits possible, I would add 2 scoops of whey protein. Now, if you're an older guy, which I'm assuming you are watching this, 1 scoop is gonna be sufficient. Typically 1 scoop of protein is gonna have about 25 grams of quality protein. Now, when I say quality, I typically want you to look for an isolate, hydrolyzed, something like that, not just a concentrate. So something with a higher bioavailability, your body's gonna be able to utilize most of that protein. So 1 scoop, 25 grams. And I would actually do 8 to 10 ounces of a juice. Apple juice, orange juice, something like that. That's just what I preferred. That may gross you out, or a lot of people just mixing a protein with that. I actually loved it, and it was simple for me, and I always looked for something that was convenient. I would a lot of times work out on my lunch hour. I would get a high intense 30 to 45 minute workout, change, mix my drink it on the way back to work. That was perfect for me. Now, if you do it in the morning, you can go get your breakfast after that. You can have actual foods if you don't want the shake, but basically the key point is just making sure you're getting a good lean protein. Now, why am I saying lean protein? Quickly, let me just break this down to you. If you work out and you go eat a piece of steak, your body's gonna take forever to break that down, to digest it, to assimilate it, so that you can get replenished. You want something that's gonna hit you quickly and gonna help replenish your protein stores quickly. So that's one of the reasons I'm saying high quality, fast digesting protein over a slower digesting protein. All right, now the next tip is something that I'm gonna have to explain a little bit because it's stretching. Now, I've done a lot of videos and there's a lot of people talking about you don't need to stretch anymore. Well, basically there's two different times to stretch. You'll hear people talking about stretching prior to doing a full workout. So elongated stretching, holding, stretches for 30 seconds or longer. You don't wanna do that type of stretching before your workout. It can hinder your performance. All right, even though we used to do it back in the day, all the old school coaches didn't have a whole lot of studying when it came to strength training. And so they had everybody stretching. I remember doing a 5 to 10 minute stretching session before every workout. You don't want to actually do that. Tons of studies telling you why you don't need to do that. But you do want to go through your workout. Go through your workout. Once you get blood flowing, you get your muscles, a little more pumped up because there's blood in them. Then you want to stretch. Now you want to stretch the muscles that you worked with in the workout. For instance, if you had a leg day, you had a full leg workout, well, spend about 5 to 10 minutes stretching your legs, stretch your quadriceps, stretch your hamstrings, your calves, stretch your hip flexors. Just make sure you're stretching the muscles that you worked with the exercises during the workout. That's just gonna provide a whole lot more benefits when you do that, all right? So that's the optimal time to add stretching into your program, right after your workout. Now, the third thing is hydration. So hydration is gonna be key. Two different types of hydration. Now, if you had a quick 30-minute exercise routine or something like that, then basically just recover with some water. You want probably a good 24 to 32 ounces of water after your workout. It's actually optimal to drink water during your workout to help replenish the water that's being lost. Now, here's the other thing. If you have a 45-minute to an hour session, you sweat a lot, maybe it's hot, you're eliminating not only water from your body, but electrolytes as well. So if you have one of those types of workouts, then you want to actually add some electrolytes to your water. So there's also electrolyte, powders that you can get, mix it with your water. That's one of the easiest ways to get them. You'll see a lot of people doing Gatorade, Powerades, things like that. Just make sure if you're going to go that route, then you want to do more of the 0 calorie stuff. You don't want to really add those sugars. Now, with that being said, you heard me talking about earlier, you want to add some high glycemic carbs. If you have a really, intense workout, then it's going to be okay to have those sugars. That's one of the only times I don't mind you having actual sugar is to help replenish the glycogen. It's going to help replenish the muscle glycogen, even a little bit of liver glycogen. That's one of the best things that you can do for hydration. But again, you got to make sure that the workout was high enough intensity. Otherwise, just hydrate with water. That'll make a massive, massive difference. So down to the last two tips. The next one is control and focus on deep breathing. So get your breathing back under control, good deep breaths, and control the breathing. That's gonna bring your heart rate down, help circulate that blood a little bit more, and it's also going to optimize your nervous system. A lot of times when you're working out, you got an overstimulated nervous system. It's just going crazy because you're going through this workout. Now it's gonna help bring that back and calm your nervous system. So really control the breathing, good deep breaths, control the breathing for at least 5 minutes, and you'll notice a massive difference after your workouts. This last one may tie to that a little bit. This is something that it's a little bit more tied to it, but it's not immediately after your workout, but it's something you wanna do on a workout day. That's rest and recovery. So what I mean by that is once you have a phenomenal workout during the day, you don't wanna do that and then get home at night, you've done everything else perfect, and you're scrolling on your phone right before bed, or you're binge watching a TV series to where your mind is overstimulated and it's time to go to bed, you lay down and you can't sleep. You're tossing and turning, you're not comfortable, your mind's been stimulated, and you don't have really good rest and recovery. Because if you had a very intense workout and you don't have a really good night of sleep, then your cortisol levels will be high. Your testosterone levels aren't gonna get to where they need to be. Your growth hormone levels aren't gonna go up. So you wanna make sure you're optimizing those hormones, but also minimizing the cortisol. By doing the intense workouts, you're putting your body in a position to where if you don't get a good night's rest, it's gonna lead to a bad day the next day because you're having a bad recovery night. So you may wake up feeling exhausted. Now, if you add 2 or 3 or 4 days like that, then it can lead to overtraining, overstimulated central nervous system, and things like that. So many other issues. So you wanna make sure that you're prioritizing your rest and recovery days. Now, I want you to focus on prioritizing that every day, 7 days a week, but it's more paramount on the days that you are getting those intense workouts. So you wanna focus on minimizing the screen time, whether it's your phone, it's a TV, a computer screen, anything like that. Minimize that time. Also, about an hour before bed, just start relaxing so you can get more into that deep breathing. You can do a devotional, you can meditate, you can do some stretching, some light stretching, whatever it is to relax yourself. Just start getting into that relaxed state of mind. Make sure your room is cool and dark and either quiet if you're one of those that needs no noise, or some white noise if you're like me. I've got to have my fan going. I've got to have the fan going for the coolness, also the fan going for the white noise. So just make sure whatever you're doing, it's very comfortable for you and allows you to get a great night of sleep, because that's going to help you optimize that workout from earlier in the day. And if you do those consistently, if you have your great workouts, you're doing these other things I'm sharing after your workouts, you're getting a good night's sleep, then it's going to lead to phenomenal benefits down the road. It's just going to compound and get better and better. So there you go, 5 things to add to the post workouts. It's going to make a massive difference each day of your workouts. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much, man, for watching it. And as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.